house and speaking with Don Driscoll this morning. He and Joey, well, I was going to surprise you, tease who my guests are this morning, but they are prepared, but they have their iced coffees and ready to go, and I'm just thrilled. But I'll talk about that in a minute, folks. I have to give them the proper build-up. So I'm still your summer loving, only got to the beach once this year program host, and I have to tell you, it's a sad day because I am not wearing shorts anymore. Long pants today. So.
I am.
You still wearing shorts?
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, I just couldn't do it. Let me make sure I got your mics up here in the mixer. There you are.
You still got your black shirt, though, right?
Still the black, nothing but a black shirt. That's because I got about 10 of them, Don. So don't tell anybody. Everyone thinks I'm trying to be stylish. But anyway, we meet live in person every Saturday on WVBF AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, as well as via the internet. And also streaming live on Facebook, where you get the continually asked for weekly delight of seeing this Faccia Bella, a beautiful face, live and in living color. You get to fulfill your dreams of catching the sight of moi, me, with those perfectly coiffed, boyish good looks, my well-tempered body of steel, the personable charm, and the sartorial splendid self in my body-accented black t-shirts, a sight for sore eyes and grandmothers. You folks have grandmothers still alive?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would have asked them to be part of the program. But again, if you're a grandmother or soon to be a grandmother, start watching on Facebook, gather her around, and have your selected grandmother experience the face that only grandmothers from around the world could love. You'll all be glad you did. So, as I always start off, I always like to say thank you very much and tell everyone who's listening or watching, I really appreciate you being part of the program. You make the program for me, and I'd like to say hi. So let me do some highs of early listeners. We've got Ron Conti's up in the North Shore. Mimi Leonard is down in Long Island now. So when I went to school with a lot of kids from Long Island, and they said, I used to say Long Island. They said, no, it's Long Island, all one word. So hi, Mimi Leonard down in Long Island. Chris Larrabee, my buddy from Middleboro, he's watching. And Rachel Boris is Rachel Laterna Boris, my hairstylist, and I always tell everybody it's my boyish good looks with my great hairstyle, and it's thanks to Rachel, folks. And it's her beauty salon in Middleboro is where I go, and so I probably shouldn't tell you when I go because I know many people probably want to go there and get some of the locks of my hair that she cut. So.
I have my secret too in Middleboro. I got a hair salon.
You got a hair salon?
Took care of me this morning. I look like a freak show.
No, you look great.
Yeah.
You look great. We got some listeners from all over the place down in Florida. Good morning to former neighbor Tim Rocketman Vecchione. I call him Rocketman because Tim streams live space rocket launches from his backyard. Is that cool? I mean, he goes out in his backyard, Middleboro guy, and all of a sudden I see the space launchers.
Oh, he does that, really?
Yeah, it's really cool. I get to watch him.
There was a movie called October Sky that was about that.
Yeah.
In the 1960s in West Virginia, about these boys, and they went on to be. One of them went on to work for NASA.
Oh, was that Jake Gyllenhaal in that movie?
Yeah.
Then I remember seeing
that was a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
October Sky.
I'll say one thing. I listen to you guys on Sundays, and you guys know your movies, especially you, Don. I would never challenge you to a trivia contest when it comes to movies because he knows his stuff, folks. So,
To a point. I mean, I probably get lost in some other points.
He knows his stuff, folks. So, also down in Florida, I'm going to say hello to Jack Coleman, Dead River Jack. He was my first guest. He was a swamp ranger, park ranger, for over 30 years, and Jack regularly sends me almost daily pictures of alligators. Because, he's there around where he lives, and he dealt with alligators for years. So Jack's listening. Up in New Hampshire, we got Buster C. He said, glad you kept the shirt because with our new background, I really mean this is our plush but not overly ostentatious studio designed. And I know some people are going to probably start writing in and saying, hey, where's the tape dispenser and the discs in the background. So maybe I'll reveal that one of these days. But I like the background that Mark got for us. Joey, Don, you like it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
it's awesome.
like it a lot. And actually, it was funny too because when Tony Opes put his book out, I bought 2 copies, and I took one for myself, and I put one for the studio, and I strategically put that book so for the backdrop and all that, so they'd see
Yeah.
it. I don't know what happened to the book.
Oh, I wish I had known you left it there for us, because I remember saying to Joey, I wonder if he left it here for us to read. 'Cause
It was a strategic spot.
Yeah.
So they'll see it.
He's a set designer too, folks. That's Don Driscoll. So I want to say hi to all the folks in Middleboro listening. I really appreciate it. We got Jim and Margie Rizzo, Rick LaSalva up in Boston, and down in Texas. I always want to say hi to Kathy Dash. I went to 12 years of school with Kathy, and we had nuns for 12 years, and I have the scars to prove it. So Kathy's just a good friend, folks. And let me see who's checking out. Dave Burnsworth up in Oneonta, New York. How are you? Tom Serignano. Tom was a guest. He's a local author from Lakeville, and I'm still waiting for his book dealing with his life in Southie during the busing crisis and during the reign of Whitey Bulger. And he tells a great story in his book about giving Whitey a hard time. He had a gas station or a repair shop, and this guy in a car pulls up and said, some gas. And during the gas crisis, you probably remember, Don, you only can get gas on certain days and or certain amounts of gas. And I think he said to Whitey, he didn't know it was Whitey, but it said, all I can give you is $2 or something. And he was not happy. So he went home, closed the shop that night, and the next morning, his pumps were wrecked. Someone had come back, and to this day, he still thinks it was Whitey Bulger. So that's one of his stories. His book is called The Constant Outsider, and it's about growing up in Southie. And I asked him if I can have a small role in the movie when they and I'm going to make sure you and Joey get a role in the movie.
What role do you want to play?
I'll play any role, but not Whitey Bulger. I don't want him to get angry and come after, or have one of his boys come after me. So, also want to say hello to Kate and Charlie, my best boy doggy buddy listening back home. Charlie never forgets. He tugs in my pants and he sort of says, at least I can hear him. He says, "Hey, mention my name, Paul." So Charlie's sending you high fives to you. I go to Charlie on the 6th day of November, and we got a great show for you. Now, you probably heard them, and I'm going to give them their official introduction, but you have to stay tuned because on the program, we have the dynamic duo of WVBL, who are heard on their program that it's been running for, is it 4 or 5 years, guys?
2.5.
2.5.
Be 3 in April.
3. So they're veterans, folks. Okay, 3.5 years. It's called Middleboro in Review, and I always say it's a great radio program to wake up to on a Sunday morning. And as far as I know, and I did just a little research, but they are currently the only father and son radio program that's heard every Sunday, seen as a live stream on Facebook, and then Joey puts it up on YouTube. So they are the fabulous Driscoll boys. We have Joey Driscoll to my left, and his dad on my right, folks, Don Driscoll. So you get to hear the dynamic duo, and I'm going to have some fun. And I have to be very honest, they don't know about it, folks. But I love some papers here, and they're numbered. And we're going to play a game, sort of how well do you know Joey, and Joey, how well do you know your dad? So we'll be using those papers later on. I didn't tell them about it, so we're going to have some fun with the Driscoll boys, folks. So keep on listening to the show. Saying hello to more folks. Kathy Dashner down in Texas. My cousin Melissa Pazanza-Kachecki, she's watching down in Georgia, along with my sister down in Georgia. And it's funny. Up here, we don't talk about our counties that much, but if you ask them where they're from, people in Georgia, they always say Gwinnett County or Cobb. Everything is by a county down there. In Dorchester, if you ask someone if they're from Dorchester, they're really from Dorchester when they say, yeah, I'm with St. Mark's Parish, or I'm St. Gregory's. But we don't do that up here. I grew up in the city, and we never boasted, Suffolk County. But down there, my cousin Melissa and my sister Linda, everything's a county down in Georgia. So thanks to all the folks who are watching this morning, and I wish I had 3 cameras because you get to see the dynamic duo, folks, the 1-2 combination of the Driscoll family. You get to see Joey and his dad, Don Driscoll, and it's just great to have you guys here. Is this your first interview that you're interviewed on the radio?
I think
Both of us, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tony did it once. Tony Lopes.
Yeah.
Prior to Joey getting his show.
Yeah.
And I want to say my heart goes out to Tony Lopes and all those, and Steve Callahan and even Mark Pacheco. Everybody who's helped Joey get to his point. Chris Keach.
Yeah.
You yourself. Everybody. Jim Larkin.
Yeah.
Everybody who's helped him. Ed Rand, who trained him. Couldn't ask for much better people, beautiful people, and to see him work his way up in this industry, and to be part of it is, it's really a great thing for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I cannot believe the opportunity he had at such a young age.
It's a great opportunity. Yeah.
I remember when Tony talked about it, because he was just trying to get his way in on radio time, and I said to him, he started in July of 17, and he was doing the Sunday stuff, and pretty much just, engineer and run the board. And I said, why don't you stick around with Jim Larkin, and hang out with him? He might put you on the radio. And slowly but surely, he put him on the radio a little at a time, and I was just listening just for that, even a small sentence from him.
Yeah.
That he would say on the radio.
Yeah.
And then he worked his way on Politically Speaking with Larry Novak.
Yeah.
And then he got a little bit more. And then it was announced on Tony's show that the management of VBF was going to give Joey his own show. So it was announced live, and it was a shock to me.
Yeah.
And then his first day, I think it was April 18th, I believe, on a Sunday. And I sat there, and he struggled to get through it the first time, an hour.
Who didn't?
And I didn't say nothing. And then I asked Tony, I said, is it all right if, I get involved with it? He says, oh, it's absolutely. But the first day, I had to get Tony's permission. I had to get his blessing. But he did all right. And he winged it, right, Joe?
April 7th, by the way.
Oh, April 7th?
April 7th.
Still remembers the date in radio history.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had we don't get many callers on Sunday mornings because it's Sunday morning at 7. So I don't think many people like to talk that early.
No.
To
Especially on a Sunday.
Yeah, especially on a Sunday.
But that even, attests to Joey in that he puts the show together and he has all these topics and ideas to fill Sunday morning, an hour. And, for those folks, this is easy. There's a lot of prep that goes on, and Joe knows, and folks get to see me. I come with papers over and over, and excuse me, always more questions than I get to use, but there's a lot of work. But I would say that Joey, and you make me feel old, Joe, but he's a good kid, and he reminded me when I wanted to start radio. Every opportunity I used to write to, I kept all my rejection letters from radio stations back then, and there were a lot of them. When finally I worked at the college radio station, and then I volunteered at WTBS in Cambridge, and finally I volunteered at WCAS in Cambridge. And that means Saturday mornings I'd get up from my home, and I didn't have a car, so it took me an hour and a half to get to Cambridge from Boston. But started just helping out the announcer, and then I get to write PSAs, and then I get to announce them. So you start slow, you start crawling, and now Joe is full-fledged running. And you make me feel old, Joe, but I'll say you're a good kid too, and that's why he is. You raised a good son there, Don. So
well, he's helped a lot by playing ball.
Yeah,
He's just a good kid. A lot of people, a lot of kids, in a way, can't take constructive criticism. He can.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel bad about it, but he just takes it.
Yeah.
And Joey was born with spina bifida.
Yep.
And never, ever a boo-hoo for me. Never crying about himself.
Yep.
Not fear.
Yeah.
He's always just looked forward.
To do
And I get a lot of inspiration from him just by his attitude.
That's wonderful.
and he's driving. He's pretty independent.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend.
Yeah.
And some people say friends and fathers can't, fathers and sons can't be friends. I disagree.
Yeah, they are good friends, folks. I'll ask. I always talk to Joey before or after, although we didn't get to do it now. He's on the board, but I think it's really cool. Joey and Don take off on trips and vacations, and I never did that with my dad. I wish I had. That is so cool. We'll talk about the trips too when I get you, because I got my questions. But first, I got to tell everybody, not only is it a special day because we have the Driscoll boys, the dynamic duo of WVBL, but today, Joey and Don Driscoll, we are celebrating National Nachos Day. What a celebration. November 6th recognizes the snack favored at sporting events across the country. In their purest form, they are tortilla chips covered in nacho cheese, queso, or other melted cheese, and they're served over with chips and sometimes salsa or beans or cheddar. And you go to the ball games and you go to the movies and they just slop that gooey, delicious, not good for you cheese sauce on top of the chips. And you got to make sure you try not to get it on you, but you can't help it. So there's no specific way to make it. It's anything you want to pile on it and eat it without getting sick. So we're celebrating. I got to give you a little history. So here it is, folks. It began in the Mexican border town of Piedras Negras, just west of the Rio Grande, across which sits Eagle Pass, Texas. Now, on this day in 1943, a group of wives of U.S. soldiers who were stationed at Fort Duncan in Eagle Pass came into the Piedras Negras hotspot called the Victory Club restaurant. They were tired after a long day of shopping. They were hungry, and they said, "Hey, what have you got for a snack for us ladies?" Unfortunately, the restaurant had closed, and after the staff, let me see, someone just writing, we can't hear you talking, but I got it up a little bit louder. Okay. Let me see. So after the staff had left, according to the founder of Nachos, folks, his son said that his dad, Ignacio Nacho Anaya, was the maitre d' there. And according to his staff, he decided to throw a dish together based on whatever ingredients still he had left. So he had cheese, he had some tortillas sliced, he sliced them and then fried the tortillas to triangles, topped them with shredded cheese and sliced jalapenos, and he heated the dish in the oven. This is before microwaves, folks, and started a new tradition which bears his name to this day, nachos. Now, it was such a hit that the Army wives named the snack Nacho Special before he could make another batch. Word got out. People from all over the area loved them. And over time, the name changed. Eventually, Nacho Special became Special Nachos. And today we have nachos. And the popularity grew from Texas there, folks. So we are very lucky to be celebrating Nachos Day. And let me give you a little timeline, some historical dates. In 1954, the St. Anne's Cookbook published Anaya's original recipe for nachos. In 1959, an LA waitress named Carmen Roca brings the dish to Southern California's El Chololo restaurant. In 1976, speaking of an alternative on nachos, using the famous gooey, don't get it on your shirt, cheese sauce, it appeared at a Texas Rangers baseball game at Arlington Center. And for you folks who can remember, Howard Cosell on 1978 on a Monday Night Football between the Baltimore Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. Yep, Howard Cosell talked about this new snack during a game. And Howard gets credit for popularizing nachos. And in 2019, nachos hit a home run when the Houston Astros tribute walk-off nachos on the menu at Minute Maid Park to second baseman Jose Altuve, right? Iconic walk-off home run. And today's most frequently asked question is, are nachos unhealthy? Well, I'm just like I feel about devil dogs and French fries, they are healthy, folks, as far as I'm concerned. So I have to admit, the deep fried foods, topped with melted cheese, aren't rated high by my cardiologist. But for Weight Watchers, the beauty of nachos, you put whatever you want on it. My daughter and her husband are vegetarians, and they use colorful vegetables and whole grain flour. Or if you're a cruel person, you limit yourself to Super Bowl nachos once a year, right? Yeah, right. I can't do that. So you guys are nacho lovers?
You can make healthy meals out of nachos. It's definitely you can make a healthy snack out of them for
But
sure.
Joe, it raises the question: are nachos a snack or a meal?
I say a snack.
Depends.
I say a snack.
It
Don
depends.
says it's a snack.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to a Mexican restaurant, they give you nachos at the beginning. It's like
Yeah.
an appetizer, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're ordering nachos for an entree. I never have.
Oh, I have. Yeah,
I think there are ways you can make it into a meal.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
just the size of them. I'm talking about the little scoops.
Nah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
no scoops for me, guys. I just had, and I ordered the restaurant. It had olives and sour cream. It had chorizo in there. I had some meat in there. There was chili, salsa, and I finished it, and I was stuffed. I couldn't eat the quahog that I also got along with it. So, but if you're wondering, you can celebrate Nacho Day. It's National Nacho Day. Have a competition, folks. There are chili cook-offs. There are barbecue competition and bake-offs. So why not get together with your friends and family, have a nacho competition. Everyone makes their own nacho recipe, and they bring it into a party. And I want to let you know that if you live in New York City, outside of New York City, the Port Jefferson Station actually holds an annual Nacho Fest. But you don't have to go to experience, have it yourself. Or go to your local movie Cineplex, where there's 1,300 cinemas at once, and get that. I love it. It's the cheese sauce. I don't even know if it's real cheese, but guys, I just pump it on the nachos, and no matter what I do, I can't help but get it on my shirt. So, and I don't forget the extra cheese. So, we are celebrating National Nachos Day, and it's not just for the Super Bowl, folks. So, I'm going to a gathering of friends to watch the Patriots tomorrow, and I really hope there's going to be nachos there. So, we love them so much. People can go overboard, but I love them, folks. If you want to add protein, you can beef and chicken and seafood. It satisfies the pickiest eater, and it fills me up. So whether you're a carnivore, a vegetarian, or somewhere between, there's one for you, folk, which you like. So in fact, I can go for a big plate of nachos right now, but I'm comfortably seated here with, the Driscoll boys. I guess I'm starting to get choked up not having some nachos. Yeah, I really want some. What do you guys go for good nachos?
I don't know. Isn't there a restaurant in Taunton Square there? When we went to El Mariachi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty good. Yeah, I think we
yeah.
went there one time. But you're picky. Would you have a cheeseburger at a
Joe.
He like a cheeseburger at a Mexican
Yeah,
place.
I
So you want
did.
to try a taco? I mean,
I did.
he's like my father. My father was the most pickiest guy.
Joe, I didn't realize you were that picky.
Hey, Paul, just you talked about Howard Cosell.
Yeah.
And that's a name I haven't heard in a while, and he was just. But it was Howard Cosell who broke the news about John Lennon.
That is correct.
That's
That
how
is correct.
That is how the country, pretty much most of the country, other than if you were in the New York area,
Yeah.
and you knew it locally, you scan up stuff or whatever, knew about John Lennon's death on Monday Night Football.
You're
It
right.
It was Howard Cosell.
Yeah, that was pre the internet and social media, and
I remember how he broke it too, and I'll never forget how he broke it, and that's just a moment. It was a moment in time.
yeah, that is correct. I remember it because I was watching it,
Right.
And then immediately getting a call from my father-in-law. He's a music professor up in upstate New York, and he called Kate, and he was visibly shaken. He does a lecture on the Beatles. He traveled around and done lectures on the Beatles. I'm going to have him as a guest, but he was quite upset. And I remember thinking to myself that music will never be the same. It was sort of the day the music died for me. It wasn't, the Big Bopper and
Right.
on that airplane crash.
Right, but as a Beatles fan, I know you're probably a big Beatles fan. When the Beatles broke up, it was two avenues you took. It's either either you really like John Lennon,
Yeah.
or you really like Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
I mean, you liked them all, but one of them was your favorite.
Yeah.
Now, who was your favorite?
Paul still is Paul McCartney.
John Lennon for me.
Well,
John
Joe,
Lennon.
isn't he a John Lennon type?
I just liked how his music, it was a little bit more edgier, a little radical.
Yeah.
There was a lot of How Do You Sleep at Night?
Yep.
That was a John Lennon, it wasn't Beatles.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny because right when the Beatles were ending, you thought, is this a John Lennon song or is it a Beatles song? And it's just like, oh, that one's a Beatles song, okay. But I think a lot of the John Lennon soul influence had a lot to do with his Beatles contributions towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
You just knew the directions he was heading. And same with Paul McCartney. He was heading. But I remember Bulldog. I'm not sure if you ever seen that video on YouTube by Bulldog. That was like right at the end of their career.
It was.
And look at them having so much fun in the studio. And you wonder why, how'd they break up? I mean, it's just like they were just having a blast doing that. And there's a video out there on YouTube, just shows them. And they're all in the studio and they're just, you just wonder how it happened. Just by the way you're looking at the...
Yeah, I remember hearing an interview with John Lennon talking about, he said, it's like a marriage, after a while it just wasn't working and it was time to move on, and he had a new woman in his life,
Yoko?
Yoko, yeah.
Yeah.
But I always liked Paul McCartney, the cute Beatle, with his cutesy tunes, silly little love songs and things like that. But I'm going to ask you guys some music questions too. We're going to take a very, very brief break. I want to say hello to some folks who have checked in. Let me see. Oh, okay, Jimmy, you can't see the guests. Can't hear the guests. I wonder why, Joe. What am I doing wrong here? I got the mixer up high and you guys on 4 and 5. But in the meantime, I want to say hello some folks who have checked in. Paul Wooten from Middleboro. Paul's an old friend. His last name is Wooten. I got to tell you, we called him Fig because Paul Wooten sounded like Fig Newton. And every kid I grew up with had a nickname. So I was Laz and he was Fig. And Bob Silver, I will not say the old fire chief from Middleboro, the former fire chief. Bob Silver is watching. Rose Conti's watching up on the North Shore. David Rosati. David still can't get his brother to watch this show. And David, do your best, will you? I'm sorry. Barbara Gibson is checking in. Evan Chan with his... he and his wife have their new baby. He's a firefighter in Middleboro, and I saw a great picture of Evan in his uniform holding his little guy, and nothing's better than that. So, Evan says he's coming from Crosswinds Golf Course. He said it's a little frosty. I imagine you have to really like golf, but should there be golf be playing in November? Don, should people be able to play golf in November?
Yeah, I think so. They play in December.
Yeah, in certain areas you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the game. So anyway, who's got 4 hours? Elizabeth Gomes in Lakeville. Thank you, Liz, for tuning in. And Barbara Gibson again. So we're going to play a couple of spots. We're going to come back, folks, with a dynamic duo, the fabulous Driscoll boys, I call them. And Don and Joey Driscoll. Tomorrow morning, set your alarms right now, 7 a.m. You'll be listening to Joey and Don. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get up tomorrow morning at 7 because I got a lot of papers to correct tonight. I may go to bed late. So, folks, I don't know if they can hear me, but do me a favor. If they mention me tomorrow, can you let me know what they said about me? Okay. If I don't get to watch it, they can't hear me right now. They are in a soundproof booth, so they can't. So I will say that. Someone let me know if what Driscoll's and if you have a stopwatch handy, see who's given me the most time on this show tomorrow. Is it Joey or is it Don that's been talking about me more? And we're back here with Cranberry Country Journal. We're going to play a couple of things here, and we have billets here, and we'll be right back with Cranberry Country Journal. Don't go away. It is time for the fabulous Driscoll boys.
want to say good morning to everyone who is possibly tuning in on the Facebook today. I am also doing a Facebook for my Middleboro and review.
You said the people can't hear you?
People-
You hear the guests?
Yeah.
No, we're farther out. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't know why.
Check his level scale.
I think you're good. As long as this is in program, the mixer.
Yeah, I don't touch it. I just turn it off and on, but it's up high. It's up with my voice.
It's going to be lower,
Yeah.
our voice, because we're not right at the speaker. You're talking a little speaker. You're talking a little phone speaker.
Yeah.
Just make sure when we talk, it's on program.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not going to get. They're not going to hear us like hearing us on the, on the air, on Facebook. It's just how it is.
We have a Facebook listener from Georgia as well.
Ah.
Yeah. Who might be tuning in today, or
No, I probably wouldn't be because he's, he doesn't know that we're going to be on.
either is tuning in live here or will be tuning in after the fact.
How caught
How
up
you
are you
doing,
on
Scott?
Facebook?
What?
Is he listening to us now?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Our listener from Georgia may be listening live, or is he going to be listening after the fact? I just want to say hello, Scott.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe. Giraffe, really?
Get the news ready. It's top of the hour.
Just make sure you have the
MP3.
good stuff, like making
Yeah.
sure your kids are
I
buckled
need
correctly in the
glasses.
right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Slash the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Jim Larkin. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, the Sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some
Weird.
folk,
Must be
traditional,
weird being on that
country,
side, huh?
and contemporary, and sometimes some
Yeah, it's
live
gotta be
singers
weird.
in the studio, and to make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2 right here on
Yeah,
WBBF.
someone said, is
1530
Facebook
Top
sound coming
Middleboro
from
and
the
on the
mic or
internet at
your phone?
hometowntalkradio.com.
You should be able to hear it, but I don't understand why.
Thank you.
Well, they're not used to having. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you had guests in the studio, but it's been a while, right?
Yeah.
You got mostly
Long
phone
time.
calls since the pandemic.
Been a
so
long
they're
time.
They're not used to that new sound. That's what it is.
We are back, folks. Let me do my introduction.
Paul, I just want to mention, you said that we were having trouble with connection and people hearing us. If you want to hear our side of the interview, Middleboro in Review is streaming this, or is live streaming this as well. Middleboro in Review Facebook page right now.
Ah, okay, so you could watch the Middleboro in Review, folks. You won't get the unbelievable thrill of seeing me.
He's elbowing his way in. That's what he's doing.
Okay. Oh, the good things. Does Joey say some nasty things about me tomorrow, or will Don say all the good stuff? So let me know. And we're back here. It's good to be here with Don and Joey Driscoll. And let me give you the introduction. I am delighted to bring you a talented duo, a father and son team of the two who host WVBF's Middleboro in Review show. Heard every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Host Joey and Dad Don Driscoll bring the occurrences of Middleboro and surrounding areas in a program that's unique and oftentimes providing the viewpoints of two different generations. That's why I like listening to it. And if you listen, and I like to listen for Don and Joey's rants, folks, when they rant on Sunday morning. You never know what they're going to be ranting about. It could be Joey stuck at a stoplight, folks, in Rainham, or Don's going to take on maybe the MBT. I don't know, but it's worth listening to. So, and it's certainly a show worth getting up for. It's 7 a.m. Set your clock tomorrow. Get your cough ready. And I can't think of anyone on the air today. There are a couple of shows that do have a father and son combination. I know nationally there was, I'm a sports fan too, so I used to listen to Don Libertard on ESPN. He and his father, Gonzalo Papi Libertard, they hosted Highly Questionable.
And I think they still do. I think they have a radio show. I forgot about that. I didn't know that they were father and son.
Father Son, and also there's the Revolution. It's called The Revolution with Jim and Trav. It's the a radio program of the Outdoor Channel. And listen to these numbers, guys. We'll get there someday, Joey. So it airs on 428 radio stations, including satellite radio and the American Forces Radio. And listen to these numbers. The show is called The Revolution with Jim and Trav on the Outdoor Channel. It's heard by a projected audience of more than 7 million listeners in 34 states. So that's another father and son combination. They just have a couple million more listeners, excuse me, than we do. So we're getting to that 7 million. So, and Joey, again, Joey and Don, you can hear them live on Sunday mornings, and also watch them on Facebook, and also Joey puts them up on YouTube. He's got to teach me how to do that. So welcome, gentlemen. Welcome very much. I'm glad that you're here. Let me ask Don first. Is it difficult doing a show with your son?
Not at all. I mean, he knows. I don't know. Not at all. We're like friends.
Yeah.
We spend so much time together that we almost can read each other's mind, which is nuts. And sometimes I can be critical, a little bit critical. Sometimes that's just my nature as a person. But he learns from it, and I think having me here over the years, I think might have helped him a little bit. And then sometimes he shuts my mic off, turns it down, and he kind of shows me little things or two about radio etiquette and stuff. So we learn a lot off each other.
Yeah.
So, well, let me turn it over to Joey now. How about hosting a show with your dad? You're one of the few programs that does that.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
In what way? In what way, Joseph?
It's just that connect of a father and son, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. Can you
just
think of
amazing.
any difficulties you had, Joe, first in discussing some topics that maybe because you had different viewpoints that were difficult to bring up or discuss?
We do not, except for a couple of exceptions, talk about politics.
Yeah.
We do not talk about politics. We did talk about the North Korea and U.S. summit that happened a couple of years ago, and we talked about the Massachusetts high school mascot bill.
Yeah.
And that was it for politics, really.
So yeah, but you take on a lot of topics. You could take on a lot of topics. Have you found yourself, Don? Let's talk to Dan for a second. So have there been some topics that you want to bring up, but you know that maybe Joey doesn't want to do them?
No, I no. It's just he's got a very open mind, so he's very open minded about a lot of things. So I can't see anything. I mean, there's just some stuff you just can't discuss on the radio. Number one.
Yeah.
So it's just we just don't go there. Obviously, Sunday morning, before a slew of religious shows, you gotta it has to be definitely a rated G situation because
question,
and plus you're on the radio and stuff. And as far as the politics, I don't know, because we get so many friends here who are in both sides of the aisle here in that I just don't want to go there. I mean, plus I don't. I mean, I think Sunday morning people are just looking for something fresh. They just don't want to deal with the politics. They just I think something new and exciting, something fresh is something that is what people want to listen to on a Sunday morning. They don't. I mean, you can go to any channel on cable news or whatever, and you can listen to people bash each other on the head with their opinions about politics. But I have my opinion. He has his opinion, and whatever. It's
Yeah.
just,
No, I'm with you two guys. Even for this show, the mission when I started on cable back in '93 was to present a slice of life of the people, places, and activities and events that made Cranberry Country and the area beyond a special place to call home. And I don't do politics. And when I invite people on the show, I say no politics, no hard news. I want to know about the people. As a kid, I grew up as like Joey, a radio fanatic, and I would listen. I was the kid that had the transistor radio underneath the pillow and listened to Larry Glick, who used to come on at midnight, And he used to say, I'm interested in the story behind the story.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing here today with Joey and Don. So both glad that you're here. Okay. Now, they haven't been prepared about this, folks. They have no idea what's coming up. But what I'm going to do is we're going to play a little game. And they have no idea. So they have pieces of paper. Joey, would you hand your dad the papers? And your papers should have, you both should have papers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because I got 7 questions for you. Okay, so they're getting their papers ready.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Okay. Joey's having some difficulty counting from 1 to 7.
Oh, I got 1 here. I got 3. I got 2. That's your 3.
That's my 3. That's your 3.
I
Or
already
that's
got
your
My
4.
4. I need my 5.
Yep.
Okay, you got your 4.
Hold on.
5.
Here you go. Oh,
All right.
there's
Now,
a
folks, they work
6.
as a team.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need 6.
Okay,
And then
there's your
that's
6.
And
How about 7?
one
There's your
7.
7.
I got everything.
I am
Okay.
missing a 5, but
Missing a 5.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I got an extra 3. Hold on a second. 1, 2.
I,
Oh, I got 2 3s, so I got.
Oh.
my 3s look like 5, so.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. I
Okay.
see a 3 and raise your 5.
Okay, one second.
Alright,
I got a 5 here, but I got a 4. I got an extra 2. Let's just have 7 there. We'll be all right.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask some questions, and they're going to write down briefly as you can, because we've only got till 11, the answers. And
What, the pens we didn't bring?
you know,
I always got a pen. This is, okay, we got a sheet. Oh,
right,
now we
thank
have
you.
pens.
yeah. So they're not going to share their answers. They're going to hide their answers. They can't talk to each other until I ask what are the answers. And play at home, folks. What do you think their answers will be? So here it is. This is question number 1. You both have some unique musical interests. When I see what Don listens to and Joey tells me what he listens to, I can't believe it because I don't listen to any of that music and I have no idea what they're listening to. So the first question is, what is each other's favorite band? You should have one. Do, 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 do. And again, I asked Joey and his dad favorite band. Okay? So Joey's writing down and we're going to hide what he thinks is his dad's favorite band, and Don will think about what is Joey's favorite band. Okay? Let's go on to number 2. We'll do the answers after. Okay. You guys are, I think you said it nicely, you're friends and father and son, I mean, you're good buddies, and I'm envious when I hear Joey talk about the trips you guys go on. I really do. I know when you went to Pennsylvania, to see Amish country and so forth, so or any ball games or something, but you take some trips. On your vacation trip, question number 2, what was the other person's favorite place that you visited? And that's for all the trips that you've taken, not just this summer. So what was what was Don's, and Don, what was Joey's favorite place to visit? On the trip that you took this summer, they're writing down their answers. Okay, and they're not showing. I had the camera around, so in the meantime, I want to say hi to folks just checking in. My daughter Shannon Marie, she's down in the, I think she's North Carolina. Shannon, it's got to be warmer down there. Tim Vecchione, Tim, this is not a derogatory statement, but Tim Space Shot Vecchione, he's the one that brings me the views of the space shot down in Florida. So I appreciate you doing that, Tim. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. What is each other's...
You mean 3?
3, I'm sorry, yep. Well, I'm glad they're keeping count. I can see what Don's going to say tomorrow. All right, question number 3. What's the other person's favorite junk or pig out food? What is it that maybe it's something that you're chowing down on a trip or while you're watching a movie or something. So what's that pig out food or snack, junk food that you folks have? That's question number 3. We're going to see how well Don knows Joey and Joey knows Don. I think I know the answer to number 4, but I'm going to ask the question in a second. Okay. They're writing down. They are not sharing their answers, folks. Okay, and I want to no expense to put numbers on their papers for them. So, question number 4. What is each other's favorite Boston sports team? Joey immediately, and I think I know the answer to that one. What is each other? And the Patriots, even though they're not from Boston, obviously, that could be one other revolution. So, they're writing their answers down. Don's really studying his.
Well, number 2, I had to think about number 2.
I don't have a number 5.
Okay, can
Does
you do
Don
it on,
have an extra 5?
Yeah,
well, just do it
Five,
on the other side of your paper.
There's your 5.
Oh, you got it 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gives you 5 and raises you to 3.
Yep, I'm just taking your 5.
Okay. We hear you're listening to Cranberry Country Journal, folks, and we've
Three.
got Don and Joey Driscoll, the dynamic duo, the host of Middleboro Review every Sunday morning. Okay, the next question. This is question number 5. What TV show have you caught each other watching that you can't believe he's actually watching that? Joey, what show may have you walked into that your dad is watching, and to yourself you're saying, "Oh my goodness, he's watching that show or program"? Don's thinking about this one. He's thinking, what TV show that you may have walked in on, or maybe you know that Joey watches it regularly, and your response is, "What? He watches that show?" Okay, and Joey, did you walk in on your dad and say, "Oh my gosh, Dad"? Maybe he doesn't even know it that you pay attention to that. Maybe you even stay out of the TV room when he watches it because you can't believe he watches that show. That was question number 5. All right, this next question, number 6, is a little timely. So that's Joey and Don Driscoll. With Thanksgiving coming up, at your Thanksgiving dinner, what's your preference, white or dark meat? Joey's thinking. Don went right to writing down the answer. Okay. I'm interested to see how well we know each other. All right. And finally, here it is, question number 7. You were both on a deserted island. Fortunately,
You
you
just
have...
did 7, didn't you? 1,
No, this is 7, I think, isn't
2,
it?
3, 4. Oh, I don't have a 5. Give me a 5.
You don't have a 5.
Yeah, hold on a
Just
second. No, it's like I'll put it on the phone. Okay, got it right here.
You
yeah.
got it? Okay, that was... which TV show can't you believe that each other watches?
Right, and then 6. Okay, got it.
6 was the Thanksgiving meal.
Yep. All right.
White or dark, okay.
7.
And finally, here's question number 7. For you folks playing at home, we'll see who knows each other better. We'll be playing for a brand new automobile, folks. And it will be a Tonka toy automobile, so I don't have it with me.
A 1987 Yugo out in the parking lot, right?
Wow, we remember the Yugo. So, okay, you're both on a deserted island with a portable CD player each. You both have, for some reason, you got a portable CD player. What's the one song that you'd like to bring and listen to on that deserted island? Not the name of the band, not the name of the album, but that one song, because you're going to be in this deserted island for a while, and you're going to be listening to it over and over and over. Question number 7. They are not sharing their answers with each other, folks. They're not sharing their answers. They're on the honor system, and both Joey and Don Driscoll are honorable gentlemen, folks. Okay. All right. Are you folks ready? Let me just play a quick little spot, and we'll be right back, folks, with Joey and Don Driscoll, and stick around for the answers.
Almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you.
My number 1's a tie.
Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able,
I couldn't
you
pick
can
just
too.
one band for number
Donations
1.
are being
My
accepted
number
at
1's a tie between 2
feedingamerica.org/coronavirus.
bands.
It's gotta be one.
Brought to you
Gotta be
by
one?
Council
Gotta be
and
one,
Feeding
Joe.
America. 200 food banks strong.
Yikes, that's tough.
Well, just do one. Just scratch out the other one or whatever. was tough for me too, but I did it.
And we are back, and here it is, folks. The questions the answers to the questions. We got Joey to my left and Don to my right. Okay, gentlemen, here we go. Question number 1. What is each other's favorite band? Joey, what's your dad's favorite band?
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, he says. Okay. I thought you were going to say, what, the Daisy, what is that? The Daisies or the Flowers?
Dead Daisies?
Yeah, the Dead Daisies, folks. Never heard of them.
They are up there.
Okay.
They are up there on the
Black
list.
Sabbath. All right, let's go to Dad Don. Don, what is Joey's favorite band?
Joey's favorite band? Rush.
Rush. Okay. All right, what's the truth? Don, what's your favorite band?
Rush.
Rush.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Black Sabbath.
So, okay, Joey's is Black Sabbath. Okay, you're wrong on that one. Question number 2. Vacation trips. What was the other person's favorite place to visit? So, Don, what was Joey's favorite place to visit on your vacation and your trips?
New York City, because we went and saw Hot Tuna in New York City.
Ooh, you guys have some good music.
That's
Okay,
Staten Island, yeah.
okay, Joe.
thought
He
that-
says it was Hot Tuna for you.
Yeah.
What
New York,
was- what
New
was
York
your-
City.
New York City.
Trip, yeah.
Okay, it's Joe McCullough and
Jack Aspen.
Jack Cassidy,
Yes.
one of the best players
Oh,
around, bass players.
unbelievable.
All right, Joe, what do you say? What was your dad's favorite place to visit?
I'm also going to say New York, but not New York City.
Oh, we're in New York.
New York State. Just New York in general.
Just New York in general. All right, folks. Wow, we're 0 for 2, folks. Question number 3. What is each other's favorite pig out or junk food? Don, what's Joey's favorite?
Goldfish.
Goldfish. Never would have guessed that. Joey, what's your dad's favorite pig out?
Popcorn?
Yes.
Okay, we got a correct answer, folks. So they get a half point on that one.
Is it goldfish for you, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay,
I would say so. Yeah.
It's all over the vehicle when we go to trips. Oh my God.
It's a tough one. But I'll have to say yeah, goldfish.
Okay.
I'm picking up
Question-
goldfish for weeks.
Question number 4. What is each other's favorite Boston sports team? Joey, what's your dad's favorite Boston sports team?
I'm gonna have to say the Patriots.
Oh, Don, is he right?
Yes.
Okay, and how about his favorite sports team?
The Patriots.
Yes.
Oh, they were correct, folks.
Yep.
I thought you guys were going to say the Bruins.
Yeah, we're more football fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 5. What TV show does the other person watch that you cannot believe he watches that? Don, what TV show that Joey watches that you should shake your head and say, oh my goodness, he watches that?
Well, I'm not shaking my head, but it's just he got into the Yellowstone series with Kevin Costner,
Okay.
and he couldn't put it down.
Okay, so the Yellowstone TV series with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Joey, what's the TV show that your dad watches? I can't believe he watches that.
I can't believe it, but in a good way because it's such a great series. The Sopranos.
The Sopranos. Don,
Yes.
is that the favorite show?
Oh, one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you guys are making up for it. You got 3 right so far. Question 6, and we are up on time, so do it quickly. White meat or dark meat? Joey, what is your dad's favorite at Thanksgiving?
White meat.
Don?
Yes, white
He's
meat.
correct.
Yep.
And Don, what's Joey's favorite?
I'd say white meat.
White meat, Joey?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay, Joey, you got to give an answer, though. So, okay.
Either or.
I can't give you a round of applause. Final question. You're on the deserted island with a portable CD player. What's the one song that you will bring and listen to? So, Don, what's the one song that Joey will be listening to over and over on that deserted island?
I say Stargazer by Rainbow.
Okay, Joey, what's the correct answer for your dad that he should be saying about you?
Hold on. Glenn Hughes Orion.
Wow, you guys have some unique interests. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3. You got 3 right, folks. That's pretty good. But we're going to have him on again, folks. So we'll have some fun with the Driscoll boys. We are up on time.
Thank you very much, Paul, for having
Thank
us
you.
on.
Thank you,
guys
Paul.
were great. I appreciate it. And really, folks, you'll be listening to history because there aren't many father-son radio shows and live radio shows, and you get to hear them every Sunday morning. And please check them out every Sunday morning. And they can't hear me, but please make a note how much they talk about me and see who's the most negative. Is it Don or Joey? So I wouldn't expect that negativity. So.
And thank you, everyone, for watching Paul's Facebook Live, the Cranberry Country Journal, and also my Facebook Live, the Middleboro Review. Scott from Georgia tuning in right now.
Is he really?
Yes, he is. He's tuning in.
Wow.
So good morning, Scott.
All right. Hello,
Good morning,
Scotty.
Scott. Thanks for tuning in from Georgia. Thanks to Don and Joey Driscoll.
Thank you,
We've
Paul.
got to say goodbye. We've got the news coming right up. I'll see you next Saturday morning. Remember, keep that cranberry country spirit in your heart.
USA
Here's yours.
with Mike Fortier.
Oh, I'll take them. I'm just going to toss them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here you go. Oh, let me put that. Let me get that to your
Thank you
side.
guys for
Yeah,
going on.
oh, that was awesome. There you go. There's the pens back.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that was awesome having us on. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I thought we'd have some fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Facebook.
An hour isn't enough, is it?
No, it's not.
We keep
An
going.
hour is always not enough.
I asked-
We find that a problem on our show. I mean, if it's an hour is not